Here we're going to look at another probability related question. So here we're given a 5 by 5 grid on the plane, which is divided into 3 colored regions by some squares, rectangles, and triangles as shown below. If a random point P with real coordinates is chosen randomly in the grid, what is the probability that it will be in the blue region, red region, and the green region? And for part B, this is pretty much similar to part A, but with integer coordinates in this case. And for part B, we need to also count the possible points that lie on the side or vertex of a region. So we need to count any possible points. For example, right here, this is considered to be in the blue region. So that's what it basically means. And for the bonus part, I'll just leave this as a homework for you guys. Explain how the probabilities in A differ from the probabilities in B. Let's start with part A. For part A, we need to calculate the areas of each region right here. One can check that the areas for the blue, green, and red regions will be 12, 8, and 5 respectively. And also, the area of the whole grid, I'll just denote that as T, that will be equal to 25, since 5 times 5 is just 25. Now with this, we're ready to calculate the probability of each possible region. So for part 1 of part A, the probability that it is on the blue region will be 12 over 25. For part 2, that will be 5 over 25, or that simplifies to 1 over 5. And then for part 3, that will be 8 over 25. Now for part B, this is a little bit different. We need to calculate the number of possible points that are considered in a specific region. For example, the number of integer coordinates in the blue region is 29, which I'll just show some of the work right here. So let's just count the number of possible points in this region right here, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last one in the middle, that will be 11. Similarly for this part, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then one can check that the number of points in this region, that will be 10. And then they will sum up to 29. And for the rest, I'll just leave it for you guys to count by yourself. Now it may suggest that the total number of points that are considered in the grid, that will be just the sum of all of these. However, this is not the case, because if we just count the total number of integer coordinates in this grid, we're left with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be 20 on the outer layer, and then we have 12 on the middle layer, and then we have 4 on the middle. So 20 plus 12 plus 4, that will be equal to 38. And this is the acceptable total number of points. This is because if you consider a point, let's say right here, notice that this point is considered in the blue region, but also in the red region, but also in the green region at the same time. So if you add up all of these numbers, we're left with a number that is greater than the actual total number of points. Now to calculate the probabilities is pretty simple. So first part, that will be just 29 over 38. That will be the probability that an integer coordinate is in a blue region. And for part 2, that will be 23 over 38. And last but not least, for part 3, that will be 15 over 38. Which ends this video.